Hello, this is Wmpyr here to talk about disarms. All right. So, according to Professor Bram Frank, he taught me that disarms from ancient times. So imagine espada y daga, that kind of era. A disarm is when the other guy has a sword, you have a sword, and you chop off their hand. That is a disarm. So that is my understanding, and that in more modern day times we could probably call defang the snake. That's has the same kind of roots there. That it actually comes from that. But a lot of times, what we're talking about disarms in today's context with Filipino martial arts is the other guy has a knife. It could be some other weapon, and you are going to take away that weapon, or you're going to at the very least, make them drop it. That is a disarm. And in that context today, as a disarm, the most important thing I would like for people to understand is that there is a difference between learning and real life application. Okay, so it's kind of like knowledge and applied knowledge. Those are two separate things. Okay. And I feel like you need to make that separation black and white, very, very clear. Because when I look up disarms on YouTube, I feel like 90% or higher of the people teaching Filipino martial arts and Filipino martial arts disarms, they don't know that difference. So they're teaching it. So this is a classroom environment. It could be on YouTube, whatever. This is educational. It could be a demonstration, which is another tool for education. I don't care if you're using Muppets, right? This is education. Whatever works, whatever helps the student acquire that information. You could practice it over and over. You could do drills for it, whatever. That is still education. And they're teaching it as this is real life application. This is how it's going to be in real life, and this is how you're going to do it in real life. And that to me is it's a misinformation. That is not true. They're confusing education, learning with application, with real life application. So that's misinformation. Whether they are doing it out of ignorance or they're doing it because of ego, because they're doing it in a demonstration, a partner drill, and it looks cool and they feel good and everyone's impressed. They're doing it like that. It's misinformation, right? So that is what I am against. I am not against the techniques. I am not against Filipino martial arts. I love Filipino martial arts and I love Filipino martial arts techniques. So that's not the problem. The problem is misinformation, not knowing the difference between learning and application, or presenting learning material as application material. That is what I am against. So the next part is, then what is real life application? What does it look like? And that I'm going to try to make it as simple as possible, which is a disarm in the context of today, not in the ancient times where you chop off the hand. In today's context of taking away the knife or making them drop the knife, this kind of thing, okay? Not necessarily defang the snake, but this kind of thing, because that's connected once again to fencing, but where I grab your hand and make you stab yourself with the knife. This kind of thing, right? Or, I like use friction to make you drop it, or I put you in a joint lock to make you let go. This kind of disarm. These are grappling moves, is what you have to understand. They are grappling moves. Therefore, and I told you guys that I am a big believer of using the right tool for the right situation. If you're going to want to use grappling techniques, which is a tool, then it has to be, guess what? For a grappling situation. So disarms occur, these kinds of disarms occur in grappling range. You have to be grappling. But what do I see being taught? No one's doing grappling. What I'm seeing is it's off of striking. It's like fencing is striking. Okay, fencing without the weapons is like boxing or kickboxing, all right? So you are catching the attack that is like a punch or is like a thrust or a lunge. You are catching that and going into disarms, which is, like I said, those kinds of disarm. Defang the snake is, now that would be a good answer for that, because defang the snake is connected to fencing, connected to striking. So yes, striking tool for striking situation. But those, what they're showing are grappling tools. So it needs to be done in a grappling situation. So if you're not overhook, underhook, you're not, holding the person, you're not like in one of these where you're grappling back and forth, or you're not on the ground, then those disarms should not be happening. If it's off of this, it should not be happening. It's simple. It's simple. I'm not going to do an arm bar off of this. I'm not going to be doing a rear naked choke off of this. You have to get in the clinch first, grapple, take their back, and then, right? Or you have to take them down, get the mount, they turn around then, right? So you have to be grappling. At the very least, there needs to be a tug of war where you're on their arm. So that's grappling too. So if it's that kind of thing is not happening, then those kinds of disarms should not be happening. So I hope in this video I made it very clear. There's basically two types of disarms. One is for striking, and the vast majority that I've seen is for grappling. And that should be done in a grappling setting. And people, if you're doing it in partner drills where you're getting a lot of repetition doing those kinds of disarms, you're doing lock flow type training, I am not against that. That is great, but know that that is only for the learning phase, for education. Okay, that is the same as you reading a textbook of martial arts, like you actually literally reading a book. And that doesn't mean now you can go apply it, now you can go fight. No. So please understand that. And I hope I made that separation between learning and application. So that's it for now. Thank you for viewing, and take care, folks.